Welcome to Caching Waves. This is an Elliott Wave update for Flare. Now, last video I considered the possibility of a correction complete. I ended up getting stopped out on that trade, or that we get one more move to the downside. I'd end up having to switch my pitchfork to modified, and we were looking for support in this previous area of resistance. So what ended up happening is we got that move to the downside, and we're right at our area of resistance as support now. So on the larger term trend, you can see that this is where we're entering price discovery, and we rejected to the downside. Now, just to be very clear, if we end up dragging down here and break this 2.55 cent area, break previous support levels, then there's a chance we just drift sideways for a very long time. That tends to happen in these newer projects. Either we break to the upside into price discovery and make very high prices, or we reject and we're kind of stuck in a range for a very long time. So ideally we just move up from here so we can keep all this trend intact. But as of right now, we just have a WXY to the upside until we get that fifth wave, right? It's corrective until we get 5 moves. So right now, switch to modified, which is fine within a diagonal, which I have labeled. And also coming right into our zone of our 1-to-1 in time of this previous wave 2, we should have an equal length of time for our wave 4. Can be a little faster, can be a little longer, but somewhere in that zone, we're right there right now, which is why I actually put up previously that this possibility can happen. You can see it was a little too quick. So as of right now, off the low, we had a wave 1 and a 2. Retracement was pretty shy, came to the 50 on linear scale. Between the 236 and 382 on log. We then extended from our wave 1 off our 2 to our third wave to the ideal area between the 1.236 and the 382 for a diagonal. And right now we're at the 382 and the 50 for our fourth of this third wave retracement. And on linear, we're actually at the 0.618. So I wouldn't be surprised to see us pivot from here to the upside, but there is the chance we just make one more move and then go to keep this intact. So I mentioned last time I want to hold this level of the 618 at 2.551 cents. That would be ideal. We can get a little candle spike, but I'd like to see a V bottom reversal if that does happen, or just one candle wick like you see in this wave 2 here. So we'll go down to this area, very complex area. Hard to rely on a specific count because of the 3-wave chop of this correction. Yeah, very, very difficult. So as of right now, just more relying on price counts and areas of interest here. You can see our 1-to-1 is still down here at 2.57. We did just come to the 0.618 within like hundreds of tenths of a penny. But one question I was asking myself is the pivot actually here? And it was just a very shy X wave. Because if that was the case, and this is our X wave over here, because X waves, there's no time limit. They can happen very quickly. We would have hit our 1-to-1 bang on. You can see there in green. So I'm not sure the wave count of this correction, but it is potentially complete. This would end up being a 3-3. Yeah, it's very difficult. You can see there's no overlap there. Yeah, I can't get a very clean count on that, but it is looking good as a potential bottom. But if we come up here, make one more move to the downside, this could end up being some sort of diagonal to complete an ABC, where this is a 3-wave B and a C. So we'll see what we end up getting here. But areas that are very important to me is, if we go on linear, is the 618 of this move to the downside, which is at 3.933 cents. If we break above that, that actually switches probabilities that we're trending to the upside. Because if we are making a correction here, we'd usually stop at that point and come back for another move. So that's the area where we flip our probabilities to the upside. I'm currently long on this one. Again, stop just past the 618 on log scale at 2.551 cents. There's many ways to trade that. That's up to you to decide. But if we get a clean 5-wave up past the 618, make a nice sideways consolidation here. Obviously, it would happen much quicker than this, but I may look to leverage up my position here, move the stop to this previous low. But yeah, we'll see what we get. Do we come up? Do we reject for one more, come to the bottom of our pitchfork and then go? Or do we make 5 waves up from here? That's the area I'm interested to see the reaction at and see what we get at that area. All right, guys, it's a pretty ugly count, but we are tracking it nicely. We're getting the direction correct. That's the important thing. And other areas to watch for, again, that 618, but also the break of this trend line to the downside are indications that the trend is resuming to the upside. All right, but if we just get a sideways consolidation here, deep retracements, chances are we get one more tick to the downside. All right, so that's it for this one. Eventually, we want this move. I'm unsure what I'm going to do at this top yet, because if we do reach price discovery, once we get this, we can get extended pretty quickly. So I'm going to pay attention to the wave count in here to see what I want to do. These are just guidelines. That's our expectation for a 5th wave, an Elliott wave, but it obviously can continue more aggressively. But if we do get a clean count up to this area and we get some divergences on certain time frames, we'll see how that pans out. I might take profit and look to re-enter on the consolidation and look for that 3rd wave eventually to the upside. So this is potentially a 1-2 when complete. All right, guys, so that's it for Flare. Thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one.